Good morning, awesome family. I hope we're all doing good. It's your girl Sika in the house. I'm back to base and I'm super pumped because that break was just something that I needed to have. I needed to ground myself. The stresses of life were getting the better of me and I just needed to find myself again, and going into nature is one of the ways of resetting your batteries, letting yourself loose and recharging your batteries. It was a very short break, like literally 27 hours long, but it was the best 27 hours of a very long time. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing good. Hi, Elizabeth. Hello, Faro Tade. I hope I'm saying your names right. Hello, Adam. Hello, everybody that's here. Good morning. It's a holiday here today. It's Labor Day. So if you're Canadian or American, happy Labor Day to you. If you're not, well, happy Monday. So I had a bit of time and I wanted us to have this conversation. It's been one that I've been wanting for us to have for some time now. Hello, Sister Shyla. How are you doing? Hello, Yvonne Scarlett. I love your last name so much. I hope you're good. Hello, Trudy. I hope we're all doing great. So I'm back to base. This has been a conversation. Hello, big sister. Sister Aisha, how are you? Mwah! I hope you're doing good. This has been a conversation that I've been wanting us to have for some time now. Hello, Miss Nyamiche. Hello. Oh, Jane, how are you doing? This is a conversation I've been wanting us to have for some time. And I was just looking for the opportune time where I had a bit more time to spare so that we can have this conversation. This morning, I do. So let's get cracking. Many people are in relationships. Many people are in relationships that are unfulfilling, or they set out in a particular mindset and have been left disappointed because some of the things that we're about to talk about were not really part of the ground rules or the basic foundation of the relationship from the get-go. Oh, I miss you too, honey. I hope you're fine. And so because of that, those elements being missing in the relationship, you end up with all kinds of issues that are unthinkable. But if these basic fundamental things were in place from the get-go, then it saves you a lot of heartache, pain, frustration, anger. The list is endless. The very first thing that I wanted to talk about today is that whoever you're choosing to spend your life with or to hang around ought to be somebody that you have some common basics or fundamentals with. Hello, Kwame. How are you doing? Great to see you. What do I mean by this? The Bible says that how can two walk together, be together, unless you guys can agree? Right? So if you're going out with somebody that doesn't have values that align to yours, for example, you believe that, you only should give yourself to people that you have a connection with or you have feelings for, versus the other party thinks, I should just have fun. Whoever I want to be with, I can be with. I'll just be intimate with just about anybody because I just felt like it. Very two completely different values of life. If you're walking around with somebody like that, if you're in a relationship with somebody like that, how can you guarantee that when you're not with them for 5 minutes, they're not going to want that next person that they saw out there and thought, well, I just fancied it. It didn't mean anything. Values need to align. We all have moral compasses. Forget religion. We all have guiding principles that we guide our very lives and our decisions by. And I call it moral compass because that's what my dad used to call it. Forget about religion. Let's just put that to one side for a second. Whether you believe that there's a supreme being or not, there's some people that are atheists. They don't believe in anything, but they have guiding principles that govern their whole lives. They should do good in order to get good back in their own lives. They shouldn't hurt anybody knowingly. And there are people like that. They don't drink, they don't smoke, they're not into any vices. They don't sleep with anybody willy-nilly. They don't do all the things that other people, even some Christians, do. Because they have this moral compass that they guide their lives with. And so they make decisions for their own self, their own guiding principles through life. And that's how they live their life. Everybody ought to have a set of guiding principles and values about your own life and how you want your life to be. And if those principles don't align with the other person that you're choosing to hang around or spend your life with, your lifetime partner, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, if those guiding principles are not in alignment with each other, you struggle. There's a couple that I know, for example, that met in school. They loved each other. They wanted to be together. The guy is a Muslim. The woman is a Christian. They've been raised differently. One party will say, well, why does it matter? They all believe in a supreme being. Why does it matter? But now there's utter confusion because the man wants the children to be Muslim. The woman wants the children to be Christian. The kids are now of school-going age. What guiding principles are we going to guide these children by? One person says the kids should go to Christian schools. The other says, oh no, they need to go to Muslim. They are Muslim. I am Muslim. I'm the man of the house. And so my children also ought to be Muslim. Confusion. And this, it's so bad that now there's even talk of them separating and going their separate ways because they can't agree on what is going to be the case with their children. So something that may seem simple to us on the face of it but this is just a school. Why does it matter? Because they never thought about the real implications about their lives and how they've lived it over the years. And just thought, oh, because we have feelings for each other, we love each other, so it's going to work out. When it's come down to it now, they're having issues because neither one of them wants to let go of their guiding principles, their values, their religion, their culture. Call it whatever you want. And so they can't agree. So now the only option left is for them to go their separate ways. The woman will keep the children. He has visitation rights, and that's how it's going to be. A very important thing is also being with somebody that has the same goals, or that your goals and ambitions are in alignment with. Let's say you're a business person. You want to set up your business. You want to be an entrepreneur and, make it grow into something that you can call your own. This has always been your passion. This is what you want to do. Your husband, however, is somebody that works for the government or he works for a private company. He also wants to build his profession. Ordinarily, two people can sit together and have a conversation and discuss and decide how they're going to map out a strategy that works for both parties. He can go ahead and be an employee and build his career and do whatever he wants. You can also have your business and grow it and be an entrepreneur for yourself. But one party doesn't want the other two. The man either wants the woman to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom, a wife, and not earn a living, or the wife doesn't also think that the husband should be an employee for the rest of their lives. He should be able to support me in my business and do what I want to do. If you have different ambitions and goals, you're two completely different human beings. But if there can't be any common grounding, where the two of you can sit down and have a conversation about how you're going to map out the strategy that works for the both of you, where your goals are in alignment, at the end of the day, this is where we need to get to. The roads to get there might be different. I want A, you want B, but A and B are in alignment and will still get us to that destined end. Then life will be easy. But a lot of the times, these are not conversations that many people have from the get-go. So one person wants one thing, the other person wants something different, and now you're in this relationship and you're very disappointed because the man that you're with, the woman that you're with, is not in support of what you want to do as a person. And I find that a lot of the times it's because the individual, whether you're female or male, you don't really even know who you are to begin with. And so you haven't been able to identify what it is that is your burning desire and passion in this life, not to talk of the other persons. And so you're just caught up in this whole euphoria and the butterflies in your tummy feeling, which wears off over time. And then when the realities of life hit, there was no plan, there was no conversation, there was no discussion about how things were going to work in the first place. So you guys are all over the place. And unfortunately, I have seen a lot of people who have even spent many years together and have had to break up because one person wants one thing, the other person wants quite another, and now it's over. There are two people I know who have been together for more than 2.5 decades. They were childhood sweethearts. They were inseparable. They lived together. They had a bunch of children. The man was a go-getter. He was out there doing his stuff. The wife was also a legal practitioner, but she decided to be a home mom and sit at home, look after the children. And it was good whilst it lasted. But then the kids grow up. They don't stay small for the rest of their lives. They've grown older. They can do things for themselves. And one party is thinking, well, now that this part of our lives is done, maybe you should go back to your practice and, go out there and make your own life for yourself as well. She doesn't want to. And now their feelings aren't there anymore. They've grown apart. He's out there touching the sky and meeting people who are equally ambitious and getting things out of life. Their lives are exciting. And then he comes back home to a wife who, it's like the passion is gone, right? It doesn't want to do the things that made it tick in the very beginning anymore. And so they fell out of love and now they're divorced. She's by herself. He's moved on with somebody else who is much more aggressively looking for the finer things of life. It's exciting. Their goals align. They can sit and talk all day about the things that they want to do. Whereas the first wife, she just wants to relax, sit at home all day and, maybe do a bit of her hobbies. He's not interested in that anymore. So these are conversations that need to be had from the very beginning of the relationship so that there are no disappointments. I also recognize that people change over time. The sorts of things that made me excited 10, 15 years ago don't make me excited and tick anymore. We all evolve and are constantly changing over time. And all of these things need to be factored into the being together. Last week, I had the privilege of meeting this older guy. And he had such an impression on me. I don't think I would ever forget him. This man is in his late 60s. And he was very honest. He picked me up from my house and was taking me to see a very close friend of mine. And we just started talking. And for the half an hour that we were together, I learned so many life lessons from this man that I could actually put into a book. He told me honestly that when he started off his life, he was young and stupid. His mom would tell him, advise him about all these vices, peer pressure and all of that, and he wouldn't listen. And finally, when he got to his mid-20s, he woke up one day and realized he was being stupid and decided that he wanted to choose a different life for himself. So he cut out all his friends who were into all the vices you could think about, deleted their phone numbers, and started a fresh life. 6 months in, he meets this amazing woman and they get married very early on. And 2 years down the line, the marriage was over. She kicked him out. Because those old things that he thought he had dealt with, they kept rearing their head. Hello, Kwame. How are you doing? I didn't see you walking the talk. I love that platform so much. Hello, Alice. How are you? Hasifa, how are you doing? And so that marriage ended. All those little vices that his friends were into that he thought he could just easily just delete their phone numbers, those things were still very much a part of his life. And so he got married and he couldn't commit to the marriage. The woman had enough. 5 years down the line, he threw him out of the house. Then he started his own business, started building it bit by bit, took some time to actually discover himself and figure out who he was. And then as time went on, he married somebody else who he would be with for the next 27 years. And he had 3 children with this woman. They were together for 27 years. And then he told me that it was the woman's old school reunion party after however many years, and they could bring their spouses along. So the wife took the husband, I was talking to the husband, and they went to this event. And he said when they entered the place, there was this other guy that the wife had dated many years back when they were teenagers. And this man had also married somebody and, lived his life, had children too. But when this woman met that old sweetheart, the way they looked at each other and embraced each other, like after many years, they hugged each other. He said he stood back and looked at the two of them. And at that very moment, he knew he was married to somebody for 27 years that didn't really love him. And he said, my wife has never even looked at me like that ever in 27 years. So you know what? Maybe I need to step aside so that these two people can be together. So after they left the party, a few days came and went. He sat his wife down and said, I don't know who you think you're kidding, but looking at the two of you, it is clear that whatever you shared from 25, 30 years ago is still there. I don't even know why we're wasting time trying to kid ourselves that it's not there. I think you guys need to have a conversation and go be together. That other man, the childhood sweetheart's wife, was also at the event, and she also saw the same thing that this guy who picked me up saw. But she took a very different approach. She was upset. She was hurt that how can this man be with me? We've always been happy together. And now he sees one woman after 25 years and it looks like he's fallen in love all over again with somebody else. She has never been able to make peace with this whole situation. Anyway, as time went on, the two childhood sweethearts got back together. They both left their husband and wife, and they both got together, and they're still together till this day, 10 years or so on. This young man, or this older man who picked me up and was having this conversation with me, told me something that I found very fascinating. When they got married, the two childhood sweethearts who had married different people, when they finally reunited and got married, the man who was talking to me told me that he walked his ex-wife down the aisle. I was gobsmacked. I said, why? How could you do that? And he said, one guiding principle that he has run his life by is that he doesn't want to walk around life carrying anger and hatred in his heart because it kills. Those people wanted to be together. They were destined to be together by his definition. Why is he going to be angry and stand in the way of that? And I just thought, how many of us really in this life can not only accept the fact that somebody we spent more than 2.5 decades with doesn't want to be with us anymore and is dating somebody else and actually marrying them. And as if that is not enough, you then actually go to the wedding and are the father that is walking your own ex-wife that you spent 27 years with down the aisle to marry somebody else. This is crazy. But the woman, the ex-wife's father had died many years ago. He didn't have any brothers or no siblings to walk her down the aisle, so he did it. And he says till today, they're still close friends. They talk, they have children together. But he was happy that she had found somebody else that really truly made her happy and was spending her life with that person. The childhood sweetheart's other wife that he was married to, she has never been able to make that same peace with the situation and move on and find somebody else if that's what she wanted. Now, this man that's talking to me is 69 years old. And he told me he remarried 9 years ago, which means he was 60 when he remarried. And he told me that the woman that he's married to now, married for the third time, the woman that he's married to now was the woman that he should have always married. But it took him 40 plus years to find that person in his third marriage in his 60s. He says everything is just in sync. Everything just works. We don't have to even say anything. We just look at each other in a particular way and we both understand what we're saying. At 60. Third marriage. And he told me that when the two of them also got married 9 years ago, his ex-wife and the husband, they came to their wedding and they were sat at the high table with the couple. And they were eating, drinking, talking, laughing. And all the guests that had arrived could not believe that people that have shared lives intertwined and divorced and whatever could sit at a table and have a conversation and laugh together. I don't know what lessons you learn out of this, but the biggest one for me, and the reason why I'm sharing this whole thing is that if you allow hatred, pain, animosity, anger, frustration, and all of those things to ride on inside the core of your being, you never open yourself up to anything that's beautiful out there. It's easier said than done. I don't know whether I could be the best woman to my ex-husband marrying somebody else. I don't know. If I've never been in that situation, so I don't know what I would do. But I was very much in awe and in utter shock and surprise when I saw this man openly telling me about his whole life and how he lives his life. He is 70 and he looks like he's 55. If not younger, because he's made his peace with life and he doesn't take life too seriously. How many of us are not walking around with wounds and scars from old relationships, people that have come into our lives and said a particular thing to us and then went on to do a completely different thing. And so we're so hurt inside that 40 years on, you're still carrying and holding on to those grudges and pain and frustration and anger, resentment, to the point that you're not even open to see the other options and opportunities that are available to you because you've closed yourself with this anger, pent up anger and frustration and resentment from past relationships that are behind you, that, by the way, you shouldn't even be looking back to see whether you can see them, and you should be looking forward to the beauty and radiance that lies ahead of you. How many of us? Maybe you're one of them. How many of us are not living that kind of life? I was in so much awe that when we got to our destination, I didn't even want to get out from this man's car because there was so much richness in the wisdom that he was speaking and telling me not to hold any grudges, not to allow anybody or anything to hold me back and make me so angry that I decide not to let go, because those emotions stop you. It's like you're almost tied up, that you can't even take a step and move forward in your life because of it. So there's two people. They've gotten together. They faded into the sunset. This man that's talking to me and that other sweetheart's wife that was also left, she, all this time, the 15, 20 years later, has not been able to move on with her life because she's still holding on to the grudge, the pain, the anger that she's felt because they've been together for so many years and the man never loved her. Even their children on either side, they've all moved on. They've all understood what has happened. People fall in love and out of love all of the time. And they're living their lives and everybody is happy. Can this be you? It's a question that I want you to ask yourself. Hello, Obakit. How are you doing, darling? Hello, my brother Daniel. I hope you're doing good. So all that I'm saying is that it is important that at the end of the day, you're going out or you're living a life with somebody whose goals align to yours, who gets you and understands you. When you're with somebody that you were meant to be with, sometimes you don't even need to open your mouth. One look at them and they know what you're seeing with your eyes, with your face. When it's sadness, they know. When it's happiness, they know. When it's caution, they know. When you're angry, they can feel it and they know. But when you're with somebody that you're just with because, you just need to be with somebody, it's not like that. It's much harder work that you put in. Because it's like it doesn't fit in that piece of the puzzle, and you're forcing a square peg into a round hole, almost. Another thing that is really important, Obakid says jealousy and hatred is a disease no doctor on this planet can cure you of. It's a destroyer of one's life. Oh, you can say that again, sweetheart. It's like you drinking poison and wanting the other person to die. And they've moved on. Like, they're living their life. Oh, and God should surely punish you. And God should do. Do you know whether that guy or that woman has gone to seek forgiveness? And, he's at peace. He's living his life. That is why the good book says, vengeance is mine, I will repay. Like, just forget about it and move on with your own life. Because if you don't, and you allow it to eat you up, there's some people that are so hurt and so angry and so everything that it's making you even sick. All the way down to the cellular level. All this cortisol that you're pouring out into your bloodstream. It's why you can't sleep at night. It's why you have high blood pressure. It's why things are not working out for you. Go to bed at night. Everybody is sleeping and snoring. You can't sleep at night because you're still angry with that JSS boyfriend that you had that told you that they loved you and was going to spend the rest of their life with you and ended up disappointing you. You're still thinking about him. He's married. He's living in another part of the world, happy. The time that you were busy, not able to sleep, he's sitting at somewhere eating some good food and having fun with his friends and family. And you're still sitting here being angry and upset about the pain and anguish that person caused you. Who is dying? You. And by the way, I have just recently, well, not so recently, but recent enough, started looking at my health challenges myself and deciding that instead of treating symptoms, I want to go to the very foundations of our very existence. And if you think about it, every part of our bodies are made up of cells. And so dealing with your health on a cellular level, that's the way the whole world is going these days. If you want to know more about cellular health and the things that I've been doing, I talked about it a few weeks ago, how my skin got better, and it's not just my skin, there are other parts of my body that are seeing the healing. And I'm going to talk about it this week on one of the days. If you want to know more about cellular health, just drop me a message in my inbox and we can have a conversation. But it helps. It helps. So those of you who are angry and frustrated and are harboring unforgiveness in your heart because somebody has hurt you, my love, it's time to offload that burden that was never yours to carry in the first place and live a life. Because life is absolutely amazing and beautiful if you allow yourself to live that life. If you allow yourself to live that life, life is beautiful. There's so many of us. Hello, Sister Sarah. How are you doing? There's so many of us that have been through so much in our lifetimes. And we sit here and we're able to smile. We're able to wake up and lift up our heads off our pillows every day. Because we learned some of these principles that I'm telling you about today. I sought coaching. I've paid for therapies. I've been through so much. You won't begin to imagine. But I can sit here and tell you, sitting on the other side of the fence today, because of the investments that I've made in myself. Again, if you want to know what I've done, and if you want me to help you also get to that finer other side of life, message me in my inbox too. And let me give you that same blueprint that I got, because I chose not to live the life that I'm telling you not to live anymore. Angry, frustrated, hurt, sick, all because you're harboring hatred, pain, anguish in your heart. Trust me, it kills. By the time I decided to take this other step, I almost died. I'm not even joking. Pastor Patience, good morning. How are you doing? I almost died. I'm not joking. I almost died. I'm getting emotional. I'm trying to fight back tears here, but I almost died. Because I have been let down so many times in my own lifetime. Relationship, friends, people that you trust, open up your heart to, people that you say things to, and you think that they're going to hold you in the strictest of confidence, and they break that trust. It hurts so bad. And I thought it's game over. And with my fragile health at that time, if I hadn't come across an absolute angel at that time, who said to me, I think this person can help you. Go and talk to her. And on going to talk to her, I didn't even know what was going to come out of the conversation. It was to talk to her about one thing. And that one thing has been the catalyst that has sorted out so much in my life. It started off being betrayal, but it ended up healing me physically, emotionally. And so the person that you're seeing here today isn't somebody that hasn't been through some of the things that I'm telling you today. I have been there, done that, and worn the t-shirt. But today, I thank this angel of mine so much. Every single day when I open my eyes, I'm like, God, thank you so much for saving my life. Because I could have died. I'm not joking. I could have died. And I would have died. Because there was one particular day that I woke up and I couldn't feel my toes. I couldn't feel my fingertips anymore. And I live alone. And I'm thinking, gosh, it's like the whole world was just flashing before me. I was thinking about my parents. What's going to happen? I live alone in this apartment, so I'm just going to be here and then I won't be breathing anymore. And then what's going to happen? Like somebody is going to discover me many days, maybe weeks later, and send a message to my parents that I'm not here anymore. I'm their first seed. What are they going to do? God, please save my life. And this angel, this person was there every single step of the way. Every single day from that time till now. There's not a single day that goes by when there isn't, even if we don't have the opportunity to talk, at least we message each other just to know that she's fine and for her to know that I am fine too. Guys, the message that I had today had nothing to do with what I'm saying here, but sometimes you'd start to talk about something and you just have a deep revelation and a deep feeling that this is the time that you need to share something. So that those of you that are out there, just don't think that, some people just come and sit here and talk about things that are not authentic or hasn't happened to us in our own lives. We are just people like you too. And the very things that I'm telling you about, the coaching, the counseling, thinking about your own self and prioritizing you, looking at things to do with your health on a holistic manner and doing what needs to happen to effect the change is what is necessary. She has transformed my life so much. I can't begin to put it into any words. Like, I thank her every day, and sometimes I'm like, I hope she doesn't understand. I hope she understands why I can't stop saying thank you. Because I would have been dead. This page would have been done. It's what this person has saved me from. I don't know what you're going through in your own life as we're speaking here, right now. Maybe somebody got married to you and put you in a family way and they've left you. And that pain and anguish of not even knowing who you are anymore is rife in your own life right now. There's so many women. The more I hit my midlife, I'm meeting more and more people that this bill fits. Everybody is going through something. But in the midst of the brokenness, in the midst of the pain, in the midst of the anguish, in the midst of the frustration, there is still light at the end of the tunnel. It is all about you making a choice. I came to a crossroad. I could have chosen disappointment, pain, more anguish, and it would have taken me out because that's where I got to. I had actually put the trafficator on to go left because it seemed easier. Like, I've tried, I'm tired. But this person, this angel, switched the left trafficating sign off and made me go right. And it's been hard, but it's been worth it. And this could be you if you want it to be you. All the things that we are suffering from, the sleepless nights, the chest pain, the anguish, the pain that you're feeling because your children are not upright, your husband has left you, your wife has left you, you're now a single parent, life is hard, you can't work because you have young children, you live abroad, you live in Africa, I don't care, you're on your own. And all you need is just somebody to even talk to. But you don't know who because you've trusted people so much and they've let you down. Guys, if that is you and you really want to live the fullness of your life and fulfill that destiny that you were called to, let me help you choose right. Turn right. Message me and let's have a conversation. And let's help you get back your life, yourself. And maybe you've lost who you even are. You're a shell of yourself. Let's help you get where you need to get to. So that you can realize that sometimes the heavens would use or allow the most horrific of situations to come. So that through that, they can clean you up. And all your setbacks can be setups to propel you to that next place that you need to be. I hope you've heard me. And Pastor Patience, thank you so much for being here. I cherish you so much. God richly bless you. Another thing that I want to say today, I'm going to end this video because I'm getting too much emotional here. But the last thing that I wanted to say is this, is that it is time that you invest in your own self, because that's the only way that you can be a better person to share a life with somebody else. When even you don't know who you are, when you don't have the love to give, how can you be in love with somebody else when you're not in love with your own self? There's so many people who are broken. I used to be one of them. Completely shattered. The worst possible things you can think of happened. But I'm still here because I got an angel to help me choose right. Some of us weren't loved by parents, and so we don't even know how to show love to anybody else. Let's face it, you can only give what you have. If you've never been loved by somebody, how do you know what love is to give to somebody else? So we can't love. We don't have it in us to love. There's so many men who just can't love women. You're with them and it's like they've taken their heart out of their chest and they've put it in a metal box like this, and they've locked it up and they've put it in the deepest part of the ocean that nobody can ever find it. So you're living with people that are so cold, stone cold, because they don't have no feelings. Yeah, they may talk it and tell you they love you with their mouths, but their actions are saying something completely different to what they're saying to you. If you've ever been with somebody like that, you'd understand what I'm saying. They don't have the capacity to love. Some people are like that because when they were younger, they might have fallen in love with some woman, and that woman didn't love them back and broke their heart. Men don't like to feel vulnerable, and you can only feel love when you're vulnerable. If you're willing to put your heart and your emotion into that person or that relationship you're in, is when you can give love and get love back. But a lot of my brothers are unwilling to sacrifice or give that heart again because they've been hurt once and that's a done deal and they don't want to do it anymore. My brothers especially. Some of my sisters are like that too. They love the man so much and it almost took them out. So you know what? I'm going to love with my head and not my heart. How many times haven't we heard people say that? I'm going to use my head. I'm not going to love anybody with my heart anymore because I don't want to be hurt. So there are two robots that are living together. They've each taken off their hearts and put it in a cage like this with all the locks and padlocks you can think about. And then they've put that heart somewhere. I've met people who have told me that they only love their husbands 5%. I've met husbands who also say they don't even love their wives. They're just existing with them. Because they are so afraid to be vulnerable, to allow themselves to give love and experience love back. Brokenness just causes pain. And you're not able to live that true, fulfilled, actual, real life that you were meant to have lived all this time. Because you haven't allowed yourself, opened up yourself enough to really experience what it means for somebody to genuinely love and want to be with you. And this love is the same for any kind of relationship. It's not just man and woman relationship, even friends. Even people that you're not blood related to can sometimes love you so much more than the people that you're related to by blood ever could. Why? They love you because they care about you. They want to see you do well, genuinely. Genuinely, with emphasis on genuine. And when somebody is genuine, you can actually feel it. You can. But if you haven't allowed yourself or opened up yourself to love, to be vulnerable, to heal from the hurt of the past, and actually open up yourself to have this more fulfilled life, darling, you're living light or your life short of what you were actually meant to have in all its fullness. I'm pleading with you today. If that person is you, if any of the things that I've said resonates with you today, it's time for you to say, you know what, enough is enough. It might be your health that has failed. You can't sleep at night. You're always in pain. It's like your whole body is inflamed. It's time for you to face up to what is happening to you and say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I want a different life. It's a choice. Life is full of choices. You make a choice and commit to that choice. And make a whole different transformed opinion and option. Choose a different path, route. And make that turn and transform your life for the better. There is so much goodness to be had in this life. And it is those who choose to have that life that would have it. Because you've made tangible decisions about your own self intentionally. And you're choosing to invest in yourself to have that better life. There's so many factors that need to be considered in choosing who you want to be with. And I'll come back tomorrow and talk about those conversations. But today, as I was talking, and maybe this is going to be the new me. You need to get used to me now. I could be talking about something and just have this deep, I haven't felt this in a very long time, this deep impression that this is what you have to say. And I have said it. Life is so beautiful. Life is out there to be lived and enjoyed to the fullest. And actually going out there to the mountains really helped me to reorganize a lot of things that are going on in my mind. And to see a lot of things much more clearly. I can't wait to get out there again and see something else. We've already planned what we're going to do next. Because it was that much fun. Breathing proper, unadulterated oxygen inside your body. It really helps you to be a completely different person. I love you so much. I thank God for my life over the last couple years especially. And especially on social media. I came here being so afraid. But in the midst of all the rubble and all the everything, has been some truly awesome, amazing people that have put my life on a completely different trajectory. I never thought it was possible for sisters that look like me to be able to be together in one place and speak together and have the same voice on anything. And there has been 1 or 2 or 3 people in my life today that have helped me to debunk that. That it's not that it's impossible. It's all about meeting the right people. The last thing I'll say here is that social media is out there. It's like a global village. And if you don't use social media to your own advantage, social media will use you. I have used social media and it's blessed me in so many ways. It's brought some of the most fantastic people into my life. And the person that saved me, the angel that saved me, I met right here on social media. Haven't seen her yet. I cannot wait to see her. It will come in its own time. But social media is what saved it. It's how it all happened. You can also sit on social media and allow social media to actually use you. A lot of people have lost their lives because of social media. Because they see other people's fake it till you make it life, and they also think that it's a good thing to do, and they've put themselves under so much pressure and are doing things that other people claim that they're doing, but you don't even know whether they're really doing the very said thing. So it is your choice. See social media as a global village where there's so many people. There's a bit of everything. And pray for that discernment to pick out the good things that you can actually get from this space and use it to bless your life, improve yourself, get better, and not allow it to consume you with all the negative things that it can also bring. Because there's a lot of negative stuff too. But if you're in the right place, if you open up yourself and your mind to see the goodness and the beauty that can also very much exist here on this same social media, you would find it. If you want any help with getting better with your health, I have had my fair share of challenges with my health, and I'm still work in progress. But from somebody who almost died a year ago, to sit here and be having this conversation with you should tell you the enormity of the work, the investment, the sacrifice that has gone into making me who I am right now. Maybe you have some issue. You have joint issues, you have issues with your head, your nerves are not quite right, you've gained too much weight, you're not gaining weight. There's something. Your heart's broken. There's some of you, the reason why your marriages are not working out is because you're as stone cold as it comes. It doesn't matter how much the man or woman is cranking you up. It's not cranking. The cranking is not cranking. If you're one of those and you want to live a more fulfilled life, contact me in the inbox or just type the word interested. And I'll reach out to you after we finish talking and figure out how best to help you get back on your feet again and live that better life. Maybe what you want is coaching. Somebody that can give you that same blueprint that I got. And I'm here telling you that there is so much better life to live on the other side of things. Reach out. You can type the word coaching, and I would also get in touch with you right after this video, and we can get talking. You can also email sikaeducates@gmail.com, and I would respond too. Some people don't want to say anything on social media. It's fine. sikaeducates@gmail.com, and we can talk there as well. I want to say a huge thank you to all of you that are here. Pastor Patience, Lady, Manye, Robertin. Oh, Sister Sarah, thank you so much for your stars. Mwah. Teresa, Mami, Gloria, on and on and on. I love every single one of you. Paulina, I love you so much. It's time for you to choose a whole different life that's going to give you the best of everything that this life has to offer. I love you. And before I go, if you're not downloading TapTapSend and using my promo code AKUSIKA for your first transaction to get the extra bonuses that are there. $15 if you live in the States and in Canada. £5 if you live in the United Kingdom, and €5 in the rest of Europe. You are not doing well at all. You are not loving me at all. The loving is not loving. You can download this on your Android, your iPhone, whatever. Just go to the Play Store and type in TapTapSend, TAPTAP send, and you would see the app. Download it. I don't know about you, but I send remittances to my family and loved ones regularly. So if you're one of those, download the app. And on that very first transaction of sending remittances to your family, use the promo code AKUSIKA, my full name, and no spaces, AKUSIKA. And you get the extra $15 in the States and Canada to send to your family. €5 in Europe, £5 in the UK. I love you so much. God richly bless you. May everything that you want be yours this week. And I cannot wait to come back later on to tell you the rest of the things that I wanted to say to you. I love you. Take care. Stay beautiful and enjoy the rest of your Monday. If you live in the States and in Canada, happy Labor Day. Yay. I always love holidays. Yeah. Take care. Bye.